Hi, my name is Brooke Schwaderski, and my major is Early Childhood Education. My service learning site is the Schlitz Autobahn Nature Center. Come along with me while I explain the rest.
Hi, my name is Jason Festerling. I'm the facilities manager here at Schlitz Autobahn. I think what's the most important thing here at the Nature Center is just making people aware of their surroundings and how they can be in touch with nature. And you only get that from walking the trails and listening to all the little sights and sounds that you get as you're walking around, because you don't get that from driving in a car.
Yeah, thank you. I'm volunteering at the Schlitz Autobahn Nature Center on Brown Deer Road. Their mission is to conserve our land's diverse habitats on Lake Michigan and provide meaningful experiences and environmental education for all. Their primary goals include their 3 pillars. Pillar 1, provide accessible nature for all people despite income, race, zip code, accessibility, etc. Pillar 2, preserve the land throughout time by improving the stability, sustainability, biotic diversity, beauty, and more. 3, creating a meaningful experience for visitors to help deepen their relationship with nature and raising a society to help protect our ecosystem. Why did I choose to come here? For one, I really like the location. It's on Brown Deer Road, and I'm on Brown Deer Road. 2, it's 180 acres of pure beautiful land along the seaside and walking. And 3, I felt that this was one of the better places to come to learn how to conserve and sustain the environment around me for our class's purpose. The project I take place in at the Schlitz Autobahn Center is their Land Stewardship Project. You can go out Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon. The reason for their stewardship project is to meet the goal described by their second pillar. We are out there to restore and improve the habitat for plants and animals. We do this by removing endangered resources to ensure that there are enough, or endangered species to ensure that there are enough resources for our native species, getting rid of hazardous trees, weeds, and planting new trees and flowers to help the environment and biodiversity to thrive. I would say the Land Stewardship Program is the most known for helping rid the land of invasive species, and doing this also helps for rare and vulnerable species. Today, when I did the stewardship program, we rid the area of hazardous trees that were ruined by the invasive species, the emerald ash borer. What impact does your project and organization have on the ecosystem? As I said previously, the project that I do is mainly to help maintain the lands and keep them up to their natural beauty. One of the biggest things we do to help with the ecosystem is to rid the areas of invasive species. Invasive species have a huge impact on our ecosystem, and they often destroy crops and make it hard for other native species around them to survive, and they often do not come in with natural predators. So ridding the area of them will allow for other species to provide for a more biodiverse area. The organization itself has plenty of amazing impacts on the ecosystem. Not only do they thrive to restore and replenish the habitat, or the ecosystem, but they also have programs that make specific impacts alone. For example, they run their Raptor program, where they take an endangered bird species and protect them from extinction. They also bring in birds that are injured and cannot survive on their own in the wild and nurse them back to health in their buildings. The center of the Schlitz Autobahn Center is called the Green Building, which is where they run most of their classes and programs. And it actually got the Green Award for being one of the most environmentally friendly buildings in Milwaukee. It's made with natural air ventilation and solar heating and cooling. They also use as many recyclable materials as they can in their building. Finally, the Schlitz Autobahn Center thrives off their conservation plan. Their goal for the year 2030 is to restore native plant communities and maintain the health of sensitive ecosystems, combat the emerald ash borer, and implement green infrastructure and stormwater management strategies to help restore the land. The Schlitz Autobahn Nature Center also has a big impact on social cultural perspective. This organization focuses on Pillar 1, which is the need to provide nature and environmental education for all. Anyone is welcome here, and they offer different educational programs from all ages of groups, so anyone who wants to learn how to conserve and provide for the environment can, despite race, socioeconomic status, disabilities, everyone's welcome. In 1971, this land was converted from grassland to a nature preserve by environmentalists. It was also donated to the National Audubon Society. This is where the Schlitz Audubon Nature Society gets all of their funding from. They also profit from yearly memberships, admission fees, community donations, preschool admissions, and renting out their space as a venue for celebrations. They also rely on volunteers, so you can come here and help whenever you have time. I feel like my time at the Schlitz Audubon Center has helped me relate to a lot of the different things we're learning about in class. But one of the most important things to me, and I know to the center, is the topic of endangered animals. I also feel that many people don't realize the impact that is going to happen if we lose endangered animals. For example, when a species goes extinct, it is very hard or nearly impossible to bring back without proper preservation of DNA. If we lose our diverse plant and animal life, we are losing resources such as medicine, cloth, food, and more. The Schlitz Audubon Nature Center houses some of the most vulnerable species on their land and work with the Wisconsin DNR and United States Fish and Wildlife Services to protect the species in any way possible. For example, their bird program, their raptor program, they have a lot of endangered birds up there to help them out. And right now with the bird flu going around, it's a perfect way to keep them safe. The second topic I'm going to connect with my service learning in class and in class lectures is restoring wetlands, swamps, and streams. This is one of their conservation projects. Now this happens in chapter 13, which unfortunately we're not going to talk about in class, so I'll just talk about it a little bit here. So as part of their conservation plan, like I said, the Schlitz Center came up with a project called the Stormwater and Wetland Ravine Restoration Project. The project was made to find safe ways to store rainwater, rid it of pollutants when it flows back into Lake Michigan, and restore and protect the many wetlands found around the property and in Milwaukee. If you walk around here, there's lots of different little lakes and ravines that you can see. And actually in Milwaukee, we don't really know what to do with a lot of our rainwater, so a lot of it just seeps into our rain drains and gets full of garbage and other bad things. So this is one of the homes of their raptors. The red-tailed hawk, his name is Skywalker. Unfortunately, he's not here today because of the bird flu being confirmed in Wisconsin. I'm confident in saying that the Schlitz Audubon Nature Center helps contribute to the sustainability of southeastern Wisconsin. I think they do this in many ways, but I think one of the most important to me is that they provide environmental education to all people. They have a nature preschool, elderly programs, adult programs. You can just come here with your family. The staff is so helpful. I've always been someone who wanted to be more sustainable and conservative in my environment, but I was never really sure how to, and one of the best ways to learn is to come to a place like this. They also have other ways. For example, they have their programs such as the Stormwater Program, which keeps pollutants out of Lake Michigan and helps protect the wildlife we have here in the water. They have their Raptor Program, which helps endangered species and hurt species of birds. And of course, they have their Land Stewardship Program to help rid the area of invasive species and help other native species thrive. I think that doing this service learning assignment project was super important. I've done a lot of service learning in my college experience, and usually I just go, get the hours done, and leave, and send a thank you note. But doing this project has allowed me to actually get to know the volunteers, the other workers here, see the beautiful land, and experience a little bit of what they do, how they do it, and learn about their goals. I don't think I'm gonna continue with the Land Stewardship Program because it's a little bit of heavy labor for me. I'm going to stick with possibly volunteering at their nature preschool that they offer here 3 days a week. This kind of ties in a little bit more with my major of early childhood education, but I still get to work with how to preserve the nature around me. I'm so grateful to have gotten to visit this site and work with the amazing staff. It's a truly beautiful area that I would have never known had existed, and I truly recommend that all of you guys come out here and see it for yourselves. But for now, it's a beautiful day, so I'm going to enjoy the rest of the trails.